Hello, everybody, and welcome to UMass Dartmouth. Thank you to our esteemed guests here with us, Commissioner Tutwiler and Commissioner Ortega, who you will hear from shortly. Also joining us today, staff from Governor Healey's office, staff representing Senator Rodericks, Representative Cabral, and Representative Fiola's office. We also welcome my good colleague from Massasoit, President Bill Mitchell. Wave to the crowd, Bill. And the superintendent from New Bedford Vocational, Michael Watson. Thank you for being here, Michael. We are proud to host today's important event and celebrate the Go Higher initiative, which will have an extraordinary impact on our students. I share the belief with many of you that education has the power to transform lives, not just for graduates, but for their families and their communities. 89% of the students here at UMD are from Massachusetts. More than half of our students are the first in their families to go to college like I was. And 43% of our students are Pell eligible, meaning that they had financial need. Our students, as you heard from the round table, have big dreams, and sometimes they need financial help to accomplish those. Investments in higher education open doors for students to reach their full academic and professional potential. When we invest in students, we are investing in the future, strengthening communities, fostering a more equitable society, and driving a vibrant economy. Public support provides students access to advising, financial aid, mental health, and academic resources, and equips them for success, both here in the classroom and for their careers. The Go Higher initiative, I got that in.
You got it.
Is removing barriers, creating opportunities, and sending a powerful message that Massachusetts believes in its students. We're incredibly thankful to the state for their investment in our extraordinary students. Now, without further ado, it is my privilege to introduce Massachusetts Secretary of Education, Patrick Tutwiler.
Well, now, good afternoon. I don't need this mic, but it's just going to be a little bit loud in here for the next couple of minutes. How's everybody feeling today? Okay, we're going to make this a little bit interactive. When I say what, you say, that wasn't a punchline, actually. When I say what, you say go higher, okay? Let's practice. What? Go higher. All right, there'll be 1 point for us to do that. Again, my name is Pat Tutwiler, and I have the great pleasure of serving as your Secretary of Education, and it is an honor to be here for the second time in as many weeks on the campus of UMass Dartmouth on this beautiful fall day to celebrate, I'd like to say, this campaign launch. As some folks know, I typically begin remarks with gratitude, and I'm not going to depart from that today. And I think there's a lot to be thankful for. I'm thankful for our students, 6 of whom are in this room right now, for their resilience, their energy, their dreams. I'm thankful for their families who walk alongside them with encouragement and support. And I'm thankful for our institutions of higher education like UMass Dartmouth that provide the space and community where students can, as we just heard, discover who they are and who they want to be. I'm grateful, too, for the educators at every level. I'm grateful for the 2 superintendents I see sitting here from the New Bedford area, our educators in high school and college who light the spark of curiosity and guide students along their way, for the academic advisors who are seated here today, who help them navigate the twists and turns of college and their career journey, and for all of the people and partners who connect our learners to opportunities, scholarships, programs, mentors, and now campaigns like this one that remind them in Massachusetts that they can, what? What? A little bit better, okay. That's really what today is about. We're celebrating the launch of what? You all, what? All right, a little bit better. Which is a brand and campaign, a campaign that's designed to meet students where they are, to show them what is possible, and to remind them that Massachusetts is working to make sure that affordability is not a barrier in pursuing their dreams. The Healey-Driscoll administration, together with our partners in the legislature, have taken historic steps to make higher education more affordable. Free community college, expanded financial aid at our public four-year institutions, tuition and fee-free options for low-income students. These, my friends, are not small adjustments. These are transformations. And beyond that, supports that reach even further, aid for students at private institutions, career-connected scholarships, loan forgiveness programs, tuition waivers, and more. Massachusetts offers a lot of opportunities for students who want to pursue further learning. But as Governor Healey rightly said many months ago, affordability alone is not enough. Students and families need to know about these opportunities. They need to see themselves in higher education, and they need to feel like they belong. That's why this campaign matters so much, whether it's on a billboard, on a bus, or in a digital ad. What? Go Higher carries a simple and powerful message. Massachusetts believes in you, supports you, and has a place for you in higher education. I'd be remiss if I didn't take a moment to thank our good friends at the Department of Higher Education for leading this work. Commissioner Ortega and his team have worked tirelessly to engage stakeholders, close information gaps, and make sure that students and families across the Commonwealth not only have access to financial aid, but also know that there's a place for them in higher education. Their partnership and vision have been critical in bringing us to this moment today. I also want to thank and acknowledge our friends at the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, and I see a couple of members here now, Niall, Regina. They've been working hand in hand closely with the Department of Higher Ed to build intentional connections with our high schools so that students are better advised, better informed, and invited to what? It actually doesn't say that in the notes. I just added that in. You all should know that. Together, the Department of Higher Ed and the Department of Elementary and Secondary Ed are helping students see higher education not as an abstract idea, but as an achievable, tangible next step. And to our campus partners, including UMass Dartmouth and leaders across all colleges and universities, thank you for living this mission. Every single day, policy becomes reality because of your commitments to students, to welcoming them, supporting them, and lifting them up to succeed. Together today, we are sending a message, a very clear one. Higher education in Massachusetts is an opportunity for you, no matter your background, no matter your circumstances. And together, we will continue to what? It's an honor to be here today. Thank you so much. And it's now my honor to introduce to you my friend and colleague, the Commissioner of the Department of Higher Ed, Noe Ortega.
I always have to follow him every presentation we go to, and I'm not going to deliver as spirited as a remark as Secretary Tutwiler has, but I do want to build on what you've heard throughout the day, and starting with a tremendous thanks. Thank you to UMass Dartmouth for hosting us here today. Thank you to the students. Today, in addition to celebrating the Go Higher event, it's about your stories as well, which you shared with us earlier, the differences that programs like the financial aid opportunities you have in Massachusetts make in each of your lives, right? So very inspired from what I've heard throughout the day. And you also have all these folks gathered in a room here today to celebrate you. From representation at our community college, thank you, President Mitchell, for joining here. We've got State U representative as well here with Vincent Pedoni in the room representing the 9 state universities, in addition to UMass Dartmouth here, all wanting to make sure that we could really get behind a campaign like this that really is going to transform and make changes in the lives of individuals. Our state leaders recognize, and some of them are in the room here represented by their staff as well, that making a difference by investing in financial aid is transformative. Transformative in a number of ways. It not only transforms the lives of students when they're impacted by the financial aid programs, but it transforms communities as well. Each of you is going to make a difference in the Commonwealth that will just pay back in dividends from the investments we've made. And so just in the last couple of years, we've seen our investments in financial aid grow to almost more than double. $400 million is what goes to make the difference in the affordability of your educational opportunities. And we want to continue to do more. Continue to invest more dollars to make sure that more students can have these benefits extended to them as well, so they too can also go higher, similar to the ways that many of you are going to and will pretty soon. There was a couple of seniors here today, along with some graduate students, who are going to begin to make a difference in our communities very soon, and we so look forward to those opportunities. We also stand with a leader, Governor Healey and Lieutenant Governor Driscoll as well, who at every chance have assembled us to put together initiatives that make a difference. Last year, or 2 years ago, they announced a commission that was standing for the representation of students in education, the A-Care community. I butchered that acronym, but nonetheless, the group was coming together to make sure that amidst anything that happens federally, whether it's changes in the Supreme Court or maybe policies that come around, that we stay committed to ensuring that every student in the Commonwealth has an equitable opportunity to get a high-quality post-secondary education in the Commonwealth. And one of the recommendations that committee made to us, which is reason for launching this campaign as well, is that we need to be better about talking about these programs. We need to be better to get students and families to understand what's available to them at the state level in order for students to have an opportunity to achieve their dreams. But I don't think that's enough, right? Our campaign does one thing. It puts information out there for students and families to know where to go to gather information. But I want to close my remarks today by making an ask of every person sitting in here today, especially you students who understand the difference this makes. We need to spread the word. We need to let everybody know that these opportunities are available to them. We need to let them know that college is something that everyone can achieve, right? And I know when we have ambassadors like you on our campuses doing that, when they get here, when the students arrive, they're also going to feel like this is something they can do, like they belong at these institutions. So my ask is send people to our website, mass.gov/go higher. Tell people to fill out the FAFSA form. It just takes that one step. Yes, it may be daunting. Yes, it's overwhelming. But there are people out in our campuses to help you do that, right? And so the more people that fill out the form, the more opportunities they'll have to take advantage of this program. Let's not leave money on the table, which tends to happen pretty routinely. And let's explore ways that all of us can go higher here in Massachusetts and make the difference that I know each of you is going to make. Thank you for joining us here today. I am really, really pleased that we could announce this today here at UMass Dartmouth, and we need to continue to talk about this. So thank you very much.
Go what? Go higher. So we know how to do chants at the university. Go what? Go higher. Thank you. It's my pleasure to introduce our student speaker, Graham Kerchatwell. From Plainville, Massachusetts, Graham is a junior honors student pursuing a degree in human resources management with a minor in economics. As an admissions ambassador, which, by the way, is a highly coveted job on this campus, Graham shares his passion for our campus with prospective students daily. Please welcome Graham.
All right, I think this might be the first time I've ever talked into a microphone, so if I'm too loud, sorry. But as the Chancellor said, my name's Graham Kerchatwell. I'm a junior here. I'm part of the Honors College. I actually just recently joined that like 2 months ago. I was actually over the credit limit to join it, but they still let me because of how much I was passionate about it. My passion for this school, I had a hard time expressing it until I found the job that I work in as an admissions ambassador. That is how I've been able to express my passion for this school. Again, I'm an admissions ambassador here, and you guys might have heard me say at the roundtable, I never even applied for this job. I applied for a completely different job, and my wonderful boss told me, I think you'd be better at this, so I took her word for it, and here I am today. Thanks to UMass Dartmouth and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and seriously, I can't say this enough, I attend college for free. I always find a way, as they were just mentioning, to let people know that we have this, to make sure it's a known thing that we offer. We have a script for the tour that we're originally given. Stuff to hit on, basic stuff. The stuff about the UMass Dartmouth deal and the Go Higher initiative are not in there yet, but I find a way to mention it every single tour that I go on because I feel like everybody needs to know about it, and I will get it in that script, I promise. Now, one thing that I've always been a really happy person. I've always been a really easygoing person. One thing that's always worried me, the only thing that always worries me in the back of my head is money. So now I can say that without the distraction of debt or financial worry, I can better spend my time on campus. Again, you guys might have also heard me say, I used to live on campus, I don't anymore. I'm a commuter now. That had nothing to do with the campus life. I actually loved living on campus. I only chose to do it just because it was the better decision for me at the time. But I always say to anybody considering living on campus to give it a try, especially in our brand new freshman dorms, which are seriously amazing. I just want to go into how this impacts me because I can't express enough how thankful I am. I didn't even know about this program until I found out that I got it. One day, I got a notification that told me, your financial aid package has been dispersed, like you can see what your award notification is. And I look, and it says, congratulations, you're eligible for the Dartmouth deal. And I'm like, what is that? I have no idea what that is. And I look down, and I look at my financial aid, and I see, oh, you've been given X amount in financial aid. And it's like literally my full tuition. And I'm not really an emotional person, at least not outgoingly, but that's probably the most emotional I've ever been in my life. When I saw that I didn't have to pay to come here anymore, when I saw that I wouldn't have to undergo the stress of taking out student loans, I was actually in the process of taking out private loans. Because of situations with my family, I'm not eligible for a Parent Plus loan, which is something that I was recommended to get by a bunch of people when I was saying I was having financial trouble. Since I wasn't eligible for that, I didn't really know what to do. I thought I was gonna have to take out private loans with maybe some crazy interest rates, but thanks to the Dartmouth deal and the Go Higher initiative, I didn't have to do that, which is the thing that I'm most thankful for in my life right now. Now, whether I'm in the classroom or giving tours, attending events on campus, I think this investment from Massachusetts has not only helped me on my journey, but the students in front of me, every student in this school who's eligible for this, even ones who are just getting more financial aid out of this Go Higher initiative, I can say the investment that Massachusetts has made in higher education, and what I can say, I firmly think that education is one of the most important skills that somebody can have. I think that when somebody's going into whatever career they're going into, when somebody is maybe speaking publicly in just wherever they decide to speak, go to a group, go to wherever they want to go, the fact that they know that they have that education and they have that background in order to have a conversation and actually know what they're talking about, I think it's one of the most important things and one of the most important qualities that somebody can have. I seriously want to thank everyone who's helped me along the way, especially everybody who has thankfully transitioned me from an introvert to an extrovert. This job specifically and this school, the campus life is so good that it literally did a 180 on my personality, and I love that. I think it's amazing. And I'm proud to be from a state that values college and invests in its students, #1 in the country in education, and I'm proud to be from a state that wants its students to go higher. Thank you. I think I plugged it enough.
Well, my last responsibility, other than to say that was awesome, and makes me proud, is to open up the floor to questions from the press, and we'll just have whoever they're directed at step up to the mic. Are there any questions? Or was that an incredibly comprehensive presentation?
Not everyone at the same time.
Yeah.
One at a time, please.
All right. Thank you very much.